Hey guys, today's video is a vlog of my workout for today. I am getting back into handstands. I haven't shared a great deal of handstand work on this channel as yet, so I thought I'd take you through how I structured today's handstand workout combined with mobility and just share the process with you. I'm going to be doing this sort of protocol for the next 2 months just to revisit handstands, get them up to speed, and also continue to improve my mobility. So let's check it out. I have a new little family member here, Coco, the English staffy. So she's managing to put dirt all through my studio. Lots more cleaning, but she's pretty cute. Before doing handstands, we need to prepare our wrists. This just helps prevent injury, gets them warm, and improves the quality of the handstand work. So I won't go through the full protocol, but I'll spend usually around 5 minutes on my wrists. Here's a few from my protocol. I do wrist circles, nice big circles, straight arms, loading the weight through all the different angles of that wrist joint, both directions. So I'll do those. I'll also walk my hands around as far as they can go. Hang out at the back here, lean back for a nice stretch. You can exaggerate these with a slight bend in the elbow, and you'll really feel these through the back of the wrist. And then I also like to just make sure I'm on the backs of my hands, and this can just provide a little bit of loading to the backs of the wrists. Some other favorites of mine are heel raises, where you have your body weight over your shoulders or over the elbows or over the wrists, and then I lift from the first knuckles, really trying to just load all my weight into my hands. You should feel this in the forearms. It really just warms up the hands. There's loads more you can do, but there's just a few to get you started. I've been doing handstands for a few years now, and the wall is still my biggest friend. I'm warming up today with some chest to wall drills for 60 seconds. That is my goal. If that's too hard for you, I would aim to start at 20 or 30 or build that up to 45. I'm up to 60 seconds at the moment. I'm putting my nose on the wall. I'm trying to stop my ribs from flaring and pull them off the wall. I'm pointing my toes. There's a little bit of active through my glutes, and I'm also pushing as tall as I can through the scapula, through the shoulders, to make myself as long and as tall as I can. This helps build endurance and stamina, and also that line for our straighter handstand. In between my handstand sets or my strength sets or my balance sets, I like to do some mobility. So I've just done my chest to wall, and now I'm going to do this Piriformis stretch, which you do by tucking one knee under, putting the other leg over the top like this, using the arm on the same side as the high knee to hug that knee. Hold in this jiu-jitsu type position, this chokehold type position, and I am pulling on my knee and trying to push my right glute here down to the ground. Give you another angle. So you'll see I'm pulling and I'm sinking this glute. I'm trying to get it to the ground. I'm getting this beautiful stretch right up through my piriformis, right up through this glute, through this hip. Feels so nice. And what I try to do is get lower and lower and lower. And these are a nice progression stretch to lead into dragon squats and some other really cool squatting drills. Also very helpful for locomotion. And I'll just hang out here for a minute and then do the other side. How's the session going? She talks. Oh, look at my poor pool. It shouldn't be that color. The pump blew up the other week, and I'm still trying to get it back in order. But anyway, back to the workout. When you're learning handstands, there's 3 primary shapes you should be aware of. The straight handstand, which we've just been looking at on the chest to wall. You've got the tuck shape, which is really terrific for helping the shoulders to open. And then we have the straddle shape with the legs split apart, which is a gateway into straddle press to handstand, stall to press, and then onto one arms, which is a destination I haven't gone into just yet, but I've been working with stall to progressions and press to handstand progressions off the back of the straddle work. So today's workout has a bit of each. We've done some straight line stuff. I'm going to do some tuck stuff and also a little bit of straddle just to play in those shapes. Okay, so I've done my 3 sets of chest to walls and my 3 sets of Piriformis mobility stretches, and now I'm just going to do 3 sets of just unassisted straight line handstands without the wall. If freestanding handstands are too challenging for you, stick with the wall, but what I would do is try to lighten the load on the wall and just try to balance off it a little bit and just find your balance and go back to it if you need, and just try to dial in that balance point. Next set is tuck wall slides. I'm going to be doing sets of these. There's going to be 3 rounds. I'm going to attempt to do 5 reps each round, and in between I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do some J curl hangs for 45 seconds. I'm just going to hang with that weight. It's 24 kilograms. Then have a little rest, 90 seconds or so, then come back, do my tuck wall slides, then do my J curl hangs, and I'm going to do 3 rounds of this. So let's get into it. Things to note with the wall tuck slides is the sequencing of the legs. You need to be at a distance away from the wall that you can tuck the knees into the wall and then slide the shins down, and then the heels come away from the wall as the knees drop until you hit your final tuck position, and then you just reverse that sequence. So that's what I'm aiming for here. I really feel this in the thoracic, upper back, and the shoulders. Not going to lie to you, I hate J curls. They're slow to improve for me, but I am making gains. Basically what you want to do is keep those legs locked out as much as you can, and you really want to just almost activate the hip flexors to help pull yourself down further and further. Let the head hang, let the shoulders go long, and you need a weight that'll help just pull you down and use gravity to your advantage. Yeah, they're an awful, I just hate them, but anyway, they feel good afterwards because I feel a little bit longer through the hamstring. So yeah. Whew, finished up those 3 rounds of the wall tuck slides and the J curl hangs. Now I'm going to just test my freestanding tuck out. I'm going to do 3 sets. I'm going to aim for 20 seconds if I can make 20 seconds freestanding, just really focusing on my shape. So let's take a look. What I'll say about the freestanding tuck is, whilst the goal is to bring the knees lower and lower, we don't want to sacrifice the shoulders to do that. So we don't want to be planching our shoulders too far forward. I still have a bit of a planche because that's just my range for now. So I'm trying to bring my knees down to a point where I'm still at as open as I can get my shoulders. And that means sort of having my butt a little bit further over my head and hanging in that position. And I'm really pushing tall. I'm pushing into the ground as much as I can to try and open those shoulders up. The third and final active working rounds of handstands are going to be a stall press, negative stall press progression. So I've worked these previously. I haven't done them in a while. They're going to be from an elevated height. And then I'm going to do a weighted butterfly stretch for the adductors. But before I jump into that, I'm just going to warm up with a pancake stretch just to get that straddle going. So this is using that straddle shape I spoke about earlier, because we've done our straight work, we've done a little bit of tuck work, and now this incorporates the straddle. So If you're not up to this level yet with the negative stalders, what you could do is just work straddle either on the wall, so like that chest to wall drill, come off the wall a little bit and just straddle the legs, try to find your balance, or you could even do that just freestanding, just getting used to that straddle shape. Yeesh, I haven't done these negative stalders in a while, so I'm getting gnarly sort of cramping sensations through the tops of my quads. But anyway, I'm going to stick with it. So these are a great one if you want to build up to a stalder, work from an elevated height, and develop the negative. Like with a lot of skills, if you develop the negative first, that's the first sort of stage to learning the patterns and developing the prerequisite strength. It's the same principle for, say, you're learning like one arm chins and things like that. You start with the negatives and you build up that eccentric part of the skill, and then it makes learning the concentric or the upwards part a little easier when you get to that. Well, that is just about it for the session. My groin is cooked from those weighted butterflies, and I'm pretty gassed from the stalders. I just did singles for those because I haven't done them in a while. So those negatives, I just did like a cluster set. I just did 10 attempts as best I could, singles, and I had a bit of a break in between. For the weighted butterflies, I did 3 sets of those where I did 10 knee raises, and then I just let the weights hang for 30 seconds. So that is it for all the hard stuff. I'm going to finish with a bit of meditation. There's a beautiful breeze coming through here. I've got the forest out there, so I'm going to sit down right here using a traditional sort of half lotus Buddhist meditation posture. 5 minutes. I'm just going to ride the breath, focus on my breath. If thoughts come in, that's okay. I notice them. I come back to the breath, put my awareness right here on my nose, and just focus on the breath. Takes the mind off everything else. It's a nice way to down regulate the system to finish up. So I'm going to do that now. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and check out all my various offerings in the description below if you want to do some training with me, want some locomotion. Yeah, there's options. Check it out. See you in the next video.